welcome back. Today, we're going to be doing week 5 predictions. By the way, guys, I decided at the end of the video, we're going to stick in what I predicted from last week and everything else. Because right now, I'm not feeling like predicting or like going through and saying what I predicted. Because for some reason, and I need to find another way. So if anybody has anything, they can link me down below. I need to find another way to predict this. Because I'll be very honest, it's not fun. It's not fun at all whenever it constantly resets. And it constantly resets every single thing I predicted. And the thing is, it kept the Saints and the Rams, my predictions for them. I don't know why it got rid of everyone else's, because I predicted the entire NFL earlier this season, but it just deleted it all. And I didn't even predict the Saints winning this game earlier this season, so I don't know. I have no clue. Anyway, if you like the music in the background, I'll play it a little bit right here. That's by Brian Trejo. Just so I don't really have to deal with a whole bunch of bullcrap on copyrights. That's Brian Trejo, Hearts Cry. So we are going to go to week 5 now, where I will not be picking or starting with picks. Okay, so let's go to week 5, the AFC games. Ravens. I was sort of iffy on the Ravens before, but they played a very close game to Patrick Mahomes. And the Steelers, they've just struggled overall this season. Until last week, they didn't win a game. So I got to go for the Ravens on this one. And Titans-Bills. Titans-Bills. Let's actually go ahead and set it to our current standings. So, that was week 4. We go to week 5. Ravens, I think, win. Chargers will beat the Broncos. The Broncos aren't a great team by any stretch of the imagination. I still have the Chiefs winning this, going 5-0. Titans-Bills. This would be the only toss-up game of the AFC versus AFC. I'll give it to the Titans, just for the reason of giving it to the Titans. Cardinals, Bengals. Honestly, the Cardinals haven't looked that bad, and the Bengals are still one of the worst teams in football. I'm sorry, Bengals fans. I know there's not that many out there, but you're trash. Okay, Jets coming off of a bye against the Eagles. The Eagles surprisingly lost. So, yeah. I'll pick the Eagles there. And yet again, I'll say last week, amazing performance defensively for the Saints. That's coming out of nowhere. It's coming out of left field, I know. But amazing defensive play. Now, if our defense doesn't play like that whenever Drew gets back, then I'm going to have an issue because they smash-mouthed the Cowboys to a victory. And they smash-mouthed the Seahawks to a victory. Like, that's realistically the only reason we have those 2 victories. It's ridiculous. Panthers, Jags. If there was any game the Jags are going to win, it would be this one. And I know they're 2-2. And honestly, the Panthers haven't looked great this season. Like, I'm not going to lie. The Panthers, even though they have a 2-2 record, they haven't looked great. Bears, Raiders. Bears are going to win that easily. Patriots, Redskins. Patriots go on the road to beat the Redskins. I'll say Falcons-Texans. This surprised me, and it varies. Quite frankly, it saddened me because I thought the Texans would be better than this. Like, they're 2-2. They lost to the Panthers. They should have won that game. I'll still pick them because I still have some hope in Deshaun Watson. But that's going to be a good game. And here's another good game. Browns, 49ers. Both of them are clicking offensively. But at home in San Francisco, I got to give it to the 49ers. I just have to. Which puts them at 4-0, by the way, and that's absolutely ridiculous. There's not too many teams left that are undefeated. Oh, I just hit my mic. And two of them are in the AFC. Rams, Seahawks. See, here's the reason why. Because these two teams up here, the Chiefs and the Patriots, they haven't played any either of them. Like the top teams in the AFC, the Saints, the Bears, the Rams, the Seahawks, they've played each other early in the season. So they had to get losses somewhere or another. This one's a close toss-up. I gotta give it to the Rams though. Vikings, Giants. Let's talk about the Giants and how they're 2-2. They're looking the same as the Vikings, really. Firstly, we're not even going to question that. The Saints are going to win that game. Quite frankly, the Cowboys have to bounce back, but I don't think they will. I'm feeling real good about the Green Bay Packers this year. And I'm not even I'm not even a Packers fan, mind you. But I'm just really feeling good about the Packers this year. And last game, New York Giants, Vikings. This one could be close, could be a toss-up. And I think it will be. I'm going to go for New York in this game. Which isn't bad. Really isn't. NFC South still struggling overall, as the Buccaneers, Panthers, and Falcons will all lose a game and drop to another game behind the Saints. Yeah. So they're they're one game currently behind the Saints. Every single one of them is. But not only are they one game behind the Saints, with the Saints' victory over the Bucs, they put themselves 2 games above the Buccaneers. Which is absolutely ridiculous whenever we think about the fact that we've only played 5 games this season. I only thought that the Saints would lose in Soldier Field, in Seattle, and in Dallas. Or not in Dallas. In the Dome against Dallas. That's the only 3 teams that I doubted we would win. If we can run the table and beat Chicago, then we may go 6-0 under Teddy Bridgewater. And that's... Now keep in mind, though, as a Saints fan, none of that's because of Teddy Bridgewater. All he did was small, tiny checkdowns. Not one pass for more than 20 yards. So keep on top of that the fact that he holds the ball forever and our linemen have to get penalties pretty much to keep his ass from getting sacked every play. Again, I'm a Saints fan. But to all those Saints fans that are talking about Teddy Bridgewater being the shit or being great, he's not. Stop acting like he is. He's not proven himself because he's thrown for less than 200 yards in both games he played. In a 10-12 loss, Dak Prescott threw for more yards than that. Now, let's be very honest here. Dak Prescott does not deserve the money the Cowboys are going to give him. The Cowboys are willing to offer him $30 million a year. If they're willing to offer him $30 million a year for a performance like that, that's an issue. And I'm not a Cowboys fan, but that's an issue. That's just dumb. Anyway, he has not performed very great. Another sub 200 passing yards day. We relied way too heavily on the run game. It's that simple. And it shows in our points. We kicked 4 field goals. Not a single touchdown against the Cowboys. And for all those saying, oh, it's offensive line. No, the offensive line gets penalized for many, many things. And they got penalized at least 3 times for holding. And how can you not hold whenever someone holds the ball for so long? Eventually, you're going to have to hold him to keep him off. And that's just the way it is. For anybody who has not played football, I have. Not only have I played, but I played on defense. I was a defensive lineman. I was a defensive tackle whenever I played. I know how hard I smash through the line. So because I know how hard I smash through the line, I know how hard it is for them to keep in control of me. And many of them couldn't. And I'm not a big guy. Okay, I may be 6'5", but I'm only 180. I'm not even 200 pounds. I'm not a big guy when it comes to football, but even I could smash mouth and get a sack every now and again. So imagine those guys having to constantly, every single play, block for 5 or 10 seconds to keep the pocket open for him. It's unsustainable. Well, there's my Teddy Bridgewater rant. I knew I would have it eventually. But after 2 games, he's shown me nothing impressive. He's shown maybe 2... did he get 2 touchdowns in that game against Seattle? It was a pretty high-scoring game. I think he may have gotten 2 touchdowns passing. But again, both of those passing touchdowns, if he even got 2, he may have only gotten 1. But both of those passing touchdowns were done by Alvin Kamara. He relies too heavily on the run game, too heavily on Kamara. And that's just the way it is. So anybody watching this who's a Saints fan and you think Teddy Bridgewater is the future, he's not. You're dumb. If our defense does not play this well, we could lose every other game. But our defense has been completely hyped the past 2 weeks. They've been motivated to get these W's. Our offense has not been there. Less than 200 yards in both games. That's just unacceptable for anyone trying to be a starter. for anyone who starts, even if they're a backup, sub 200-yard games are unacceptable in the NFL that now prioritizes offensive play over defensive play. It's unacceptable. No matter what quarterback you are. Hopefully you all did enjoy. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. What I'm about to show you now is going to be my predictions from last week. Goodbye. Okay, you guys, so this is a bit last minute because the game on Thursday Night Football, is about to kick off. This was meant to go up 2 days ago. Sorry it didn't. But, yeah. Last week, I went 9-6. I'm sure most of you found that out before I even looked it up. But, bringing my total to 20-10 on the season. So, after this week, we're going to pick and we're going to find out how good we did. Hopefully you all did enjoy. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye.